Yeah.
What's going on, everybody? I rock with the one and only DJ FMI of VPR Radio. It is 2023, and of course, I'm sitting here across from the one and only Kiana, the goddess, here on a bright and early Thursday, feeling good, ready to bring you these hip hop updates. And we actually have a very, very, very dope guest today, and I can't wait for him to join the room. You guys have probably seen him in the past or on all these music sites and hip hop sites and on TV. So we're gonna definitely look forward to that interview and chopping it up. But Kiana, how are you feeling? How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great, partner. You know, Thursday is always a big highlight of my week, every week continuously. So, you know, hey, it's VPR Thursday out.
Hey, Key, after we actually finish up last week's podcast, remember how when we were closing out the show, I think I said New Year, new something along those lines. What, like the
Yeah,
old me?
don't be a new you, improve on the old you. Yeah,
You know, I walked around the week after that, and I started to hear people say the same thing, and I'm just like, man, I started that first, man. I'm letting y'all know, man.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I've been speaking to so many people just coming into the new year. Everyone trying to get their finances right. Everybody's trying to get their fitness right.
Period.
I want to get past this point, Kiana, of the restarting at the beginning of the year. You know,
right.
Just years of it adding up and catching up.
Well, I think for me, in all fairness, this year was just a continuation of what I had already been implementing and starting last year. And I think for you too, partner, like I look back at pictures of us and I'm like, yo, FMI, you look so different and you looked amazing back then and you look amazing now. And I'm just like, wow, right? Like the dedication and stuff. Cause I see you in the gym. You know what I mean? We also hit my inbox like, yo, what's up with FMI? I'm like, hey. Ask him, okay? Don't be trying to come. Hi, Velvet. We love you.
What's going on, everybody in the chat section? We appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all always check out our Spotify links if you do want to listen to music and you're into that part of the show. Now, Kiana, the story continues with YSL. That's what we're calling them right now. I'm sorry. YSL. It is just getting deeper. VPR from even Young Thug's brother is coming out. It's getting messy with the case, Kiana. So with Gunna pleading out, right, and getting out early, him being the first of like 12 people,
right,
so out of 28. So all of them taking pleas and putting Thug further behind jail. Now Gunna actually put out a post yesterday, the first post since he got out, because everybody's just like looking at him strange in the hip hop community.
These guys under gag orders, though, right?
And this is what I'm getting to, VPR.
Yeah.
So right now, the way Gunna went in there, he denounced saying YSL is a gang. We had guns in the car, blah, 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 saying all of these things to get Thug further in trouble. But long story short is, before he went in there, Thug is trying to prove YSL isn't a gang, right? And if you're going on the stand and you're saying, yes, YSL is a gang, yes, ma'am. YSL did this, yes, ma'am. YSL is not a music, and then you're trying to get out and now try to spin it like you ain't snitch. Trying to say, oh yeah, free my brother Young Thug.
Oh.
What do you mean free my brother?
Didn't you just put him further? Didn't you just put him under the jail? I mean, I don't know.
Further than underneath.
Water and mind my business.
And that's what I'm saying. Right now, VPR, we are in a second coming of hip hop, so we are normalizing snitching, and I think it needs to be discussed. I'm not saying that the culture has to come with that, the street life culture. You could be a rapper and not have to be in the street life. We've discussed this many times.
Yeah, for sure.
But when you want to push this image now and you want to be next to the cool guys like Gunna, you could be drippy Gunna, but you was YSL, slap, blah, 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 slime.
But the fact of the matter is that these guys are outing themselves, right? I think that the interesting thing that I've learned over the last couple of years that has really brought me a lot of peace is to just watch things unfold and go, because people will tell on themselves, right? Like everything that needs to happen will happen. So I don't know what's going to be the outcome of that situation, but it's very, very clear who each player was and what they did, right? So you can't act like you didn't do something when you clearly did it, right? Like if you're a gang member, whether you're a street person, whatever, if you get pulled by the cops and you get out the next day, people are on you like,
why are you out? Why, how
what did they say to you? What did you say to them? Right? That's what they want to know.
And
okay.
for you to come online and then, right, niggas be acting like they switching to a side, but it's only one side. Hashtag YSL the label, Free Thug and Yak gonna back. Now all rappers are, you see what I'm saying? You trying to stand on it. You snitched and you trying to stand on it. You are rapping about the gang life and you trying to stand on it. And then you're moving the goalposts. And that's why I don't like what's going on here, VPR. We, in every fashion and form now, we are moving the goalposts when it comes to snitching, when it comes to lying, when it comes to cheat. I don't know if we're going forward as a culture. We gonna keep moving the goalposts and just re-justifying and just for bad behavior, but it is what it is. Let's call it for what it is. The man was telling it in 4K. I'm not judging him. I'm not saying I'm a super gangster, but I'm a man and I'm gonna stand for myself.
Right.
You could do the same thing.
And what you're loyal for, right? Like my girl Velvet is on here, like she knows what's up. She knows I ride for her. You know what I mean? Where my loyalty goes. Like, what? Somebody said something about whom?
But you gotta pick up a flag and yell it. I don't see you picking up the purple flag and be like gang on the internet. You know what I'm saying?
Miss Williams, we have proof that Velvet has done such and such. I don't know anything about that. She was with me.
Allegedly. No, but in other news, Ja Rule was performing. I think. Look at my Alexa's in the back, guys. VPR is being rude. Alexa, be quiet.
Yo, Alexa's like,
Alexa,
bro.
Stop. So I gotta unplug that. So with that being said,
really too, she's mad. Like I'll just be talking randomly, and she'll be like, I didn't get that. I wasn't talking to you. I'm talking to you. You don't even want to answer.
I ain't gonna lie. At first, I didn't want anyone listening into my conversations, VPR. But when you wake up and you just want to ask somebody what is the weather, it is. I'm sorry. I already asked Siri, so why couldn't I ask Alexa? That's what I said to myself. But that's just me.
The matter is that no matter what, and we talk about this all the time, our computers, our phones, they're all listening devices, right? If we've given them access to the microphone for one thing, which we do when we control and agree, they already have access.
Yeah, so. You see when you download the app, it says, do you want to allow this app to track you? That's the first thing every app that you download on your phone asks you now. So
data, right? Why do you think I became certified in data analysis? Because I know what I know and the importance, the vital importance of data. And why they want to grab all of it and why we're worth so much money because of the data that we create.
Mm-hmm. Hey, every click that you do and they can read what you're doing, hey, that's another purchase that they can sell to another a company.
Yeah.
But before I was cut off rudely by Alexa VPR, Ja Rule was performing at one of his concerts over the weekend.
Okay.
And tell me why are they still trolling this man, Kiana? VPR, why are they still trolling this man?
Well, probably because he brought everybody to an island and made them sleep on the beach with like tents and stuff. And it was
I forgot about that. You damn right.
But yeah, that might be why I thought no. But I was
it's been a few years.
That business.
What's going on, Jacob Anderson? But yeah, Kiana. So while Ja Rule was performing on stage, why are they gonna go? Somebody gonna take the aux and plug in 50 Cent song live at his concert?
Would you stop?
I'm just like, bruh. He can't catch a break, and I ain't championing for Ja Rule or anything like that. But I'm just like, man, I'm at my concert. You're gonna play the person I've been beefing with for the last 15 years or 12 years.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
They're like, why do you get to perform? Probably they're mad about Fire Island. Yeah, I think it has to be because otherwise, what has Ja Rule done over the years to make people mad? I think really just that. Right?
Look at the whole Murder Inc. situation.
Well,
I'm not saying that's on him too. That
was all of them and they're mixed up. But I'm talking about like when people gonna come to your concert. I mean, like the average citizen, right? Well, how did you make the average citizen mad? That Fire Island shit.
If you had me eating bologna and cheese after I paid you $3 to sleep on a fan-infested beach, I wouldn't have been happy either.
Right. So I think people are probably still mad about that. But I mean, congratulations at the fact that he's still performing. So like I was just saying about the industry, it can be like, it's so up and down. You got to do a lot to stay relevant, right?
Yeah, to translate, and especially now with like TikTok and Instagram, it's like I don't want to feel like I have to put on a clown nose in order to go and sell my content, and I'm not doing that.
You'll never see me. And we shan't. Okay.
Yeah. So it's just I feel like we're in that bubble now where I'm seeing older people's parents. You know what I'm saying? Being on social media and having a bigger following than their kids, and their kids are rappers.
Right.
So I'm seeing that, and I'm just we're in a different time, Kiana.
Well, I think what's happening with a lot of those situations, unfortunately, is that those parents are living vicariously through the fame of their kids. So whether it be a reality show or whatever, if they get their 15 minutes, they're going to act up and they're going to show out and make sure that they stand out enough to then go on to create a social media following. Because once you do that and you have that and you create a fan base, like, you know what it is, right? This is exactly how it goes.
I was watching Nadia Osama. You see the video that we actually put up on YouTube. I think his mother was actually singing one of his songs. I remember her son rapping about killing and carrying guns for 1K.
Yeah.
His mother, I think she's like 40 something, beautiful lady. Now she's getting threatened online because she's going online saying all this gang stuff. You think it's cool because your son's saying it. Your son's 14 and you're letting him smoke, carry guns around and become the star. But at what point does your parenting and you're wanting for your son to succeed have to meet? Because I'm just like, you're championing your 14-year-old drill son. I'm just thinking about it. And in the music industry, people,
listen, I can't imagine, partner. Most people know that. Watch, I am a mother of 6. Like, in no way, shape, or form would you see me advocating for that for any of my kids, right? Like, and I go hard for my kids for them to become successful.
There's no amount of money, Kiana. So this hypothetically speaking, there's no amount of money that they could throw out there.
Never. Absolutely not. No money, no nothing that you could offer me to sell up my children or create, help create a statistical type of look for how they are in becoming successful. No, absolutely not. We don't chase the trends. We create our own. And that's what I teach my children, to go for what they're passionate for, know that I got their back and they will succeed. Just keep going. Like, I'm here to hold you up and to hold you up to a certain standard. So that's why, even with me growing up, like, there's only certain people you'll connect with because it's an energy, right? So this energy that I have, I've passed on a lot of this energy to my kids. So it's the same. They go out in this world and it's like, we're all like aliens. You feel me?
High vibration. That's what I'm hearing. High vibration energy.
Yeah.
Kiana, the world and entitlement is crazy. I say this to say, if you're familiar with Big Scar, he was an artist signed to 1017 Gucci Man, and he recently passed away. I think he drug overdose or like fentanyl, something like that.
Oh, he
took a pill and boom. He was a young guy. But what got messy after the situation is what I'm starting to see when money comes into play, people get nasty. So he was just signed. He was putting in work for himself, and he was doing numbers underneath at Gucci. So after his passing, his family goes online. Gucci ain't send no money for his funeral. How dare he? Fuck that. Blah 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 blah. And we keep in the chains. So
okay,
you know what I mean. I sign your brother, whatever the case may be. Now the family's running around with the 1017 Gucci Man chain, and they're saying they're not giving it back. And then Gucci Man's wife said, "Y'all need to stop slandering my husband." So she released the receipt of actually paying for the funeral, putting $10K for the funeral, because he was just going to keep it quiet. He already did it. And then the family responded by saying, "Oh, $10K ain't enough. We had to reach up to Atlantic to get another $10K." And I was sitting there like, what?
Yeah.
VPR. Like, I don't, entitlement is one thing, someone helping out of the kindness of their heart is another thing.
Right.
But for you just to continue to badger and then like give bad press to someone or whatever the case may be. And to the point where his father had to come out and actually speak. And he was like, "No, Gucci did right by my son. I know my family's bugging out, making videos saying he sent more money." And
they were obviously trying to get money. But see, that's where
they shot a music video at the funeral.
What?
They shot yes. I think his own brother, the rapper that passed away, his own brother, I think his little brother, had the Gucci Man 1017 chain on VPR and shot a music video at his brother's funeral.
The level of disrespect, for real. And Winter will be mad because that's her saying, and yes, I took it. The level of disrespect. Dead ass. That is crazy. What's terrible is, like you said, the entitlement, right?
Yeah, man.
And such a lack of gratitude and appreciation for anything, because there's so much going on in this world. And I think it's just delusional for people to not appreciate what they have, where they are. Even like in the death of a family member like that, you should be sad at that point, right? Like not trying to worry about how you can get more money or create a music
Monetize
video,
something.
right? To monetize and now create a video and come up off of that. Like I'll never be able to understand that type of thinking because that's just not how my mind works. But it's terrible, right? And rest in peace. This fentanyl, this is crazy out here. So you guys be careful, for sure.
They just did a drug bust in Brooklyn yesterday with guns, and they found like some bales of fentanyl and things like that. Man, everybody got to be careful out here. This is not the time to be playing around, especially with no damn drugs. They legalized weed in New York City for the y'all that do live here. Mm-hmm. So if y'all into that, do that responsibly. But just be safe out here. Really be safe out here. People are dying off one pill. 19 years old, 20 years old. Lose your whole family right there. Generation change. But yes, what you really said
too, that like the pills and stuff that young people are taking now. This used to be it
used to be crack. Let's talk about it, Kiana. It used to be crack, but I can give you a piece of crack, and you might come back. But now, I don't know, sir. I don't know.
That just wasn't a thing. It wasn't part of society to be Molly, Percocet, right? Like Vicodin. That wasn't a black thing. That wasn't a cultural.
We wasn't a hip-hop thing. It wasn't. Right. 2012 when everybody was rapping Molly. I remember when Tiger made the song Molly. I was like,
Molly. Oh, shit. I had to find out. And when I saw people on Molly, I was like, that shit is crazy. It's very crackish. It's like a crack dust kind of vibe.
And the thing with, see, look, Jacob is writing 28 people bust in a drug ring in Sacramento.
South Carolina.
So South Carolina. So for me, it's just like, if they're cutting it with the pills, they even were trying to mess with the weed and put fentanyl in weed. And I've seen reports of that. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. Like y'all stepping on weed when y'all don't even need to.
Exactly.
To put something there that's willing to kill your customer. And
you gotta be careful where you get your stuff from and know what your stuff looks like, right? Don't just be going to any old person on the street. I mean, I know in my neighborhood alone, if you go down the block and be like, does anybody sell weed? 30 dudes around you. Yo, me. It's
you used to walk down Canal Street in the 2000s, sour, purple.
Right? Absolutely.
I get it. It's just a different time now, and younger people are just into different things. But I can never recommend pills. I can never recommend any drug.
No, I see these kids out here leaning like
the dope. They don't even got the dope lean. The dope lean you wake back up from VPR. You be like,
yeah, no, this one they stay asleep. They just stay there.
And then they run around and be like, I'm popping a yellow, I'm popping a blue. And I be hearing some of these young dudes, I be in the club all the time, VPR, and I be hearing them, yo, I'm on a yellow right now. I'm on a Erky. Instead of a perky, an Erky. I'm just like, instead of a perk, you call it an Erk. Yeah, the banana, different things. Yeah, VPR, just stay safe out there.
Yeah, now, I agree, Jacob. Drugs are whack, frying young people's brains daily, dying younger and younger. Be careful, that's why... For me, I'm like, no, guys, focus on your education, focus on what you love.
Yes. And okay, guys, I don't know if I thought we got past the times of like Maury TV, but guys, we don't. We still need the Maury's and the Jerry Springers. That's why we have Blueface and Chrissy Ann Rock.
Oh, good. I just saw them too earlier, and I was like, before we get to that, let me just read JD's message. And hey, JD, thank you for watching. We love and appreciate you. He said, I met a woman who was hooked on drugs, and she told me she was put on Xanax and other behavioral drugs by her parents. I see that. Suggested by schools. She didn't have much of a chance to not be a fiend. What's interesting now is that for those that have had that experience of going on Ritalin and Xanax and these types of drugs early on, schools are not allowed to do that anymore.
I didn't know they were allowed to do it in the beginning. I'm like, when I was in school, when I went to the nurse, I wasn't getting a damn thing.
No, not the nurse, but like if they think that you maybe 15 years ago, 15 plus years ago, right? Or even 10 plus years ago, if they thought that you had behavioral issues, and this is especially apparent in, the brown and black culture, right? Oh, this kid isn't behaving. They'd be like, oh, we suggest that they get evaluated and get these drugs and such and such. So they start on these drug regimens from a very young age. I had an ex-friend of mine, because I don't deal with her anymore, but whenever her son used to be on these drugs, he was a teenager and he had a lot of high energy. But but it wasn't crazy energy for me, right? Like I could give him a hug and get him to sit down and talk, and it wasn't nuts. But when he was on these drugs, he was like a robot. He would just be like,
hey,
hey. And I'm talking like moving slow and just rocking back and forth. I was like, what? This is nuts. This is how you keep your child programmed? Nah.
And I knew a guy like that, and when he was off his medication.
Oh, you did say that, Jacob. I think they're both the prey. I got to be real with you. There's a lot going on there. A lot of trauma and healing that those two need. I wish they'd go on Iyanla.
Christian. There we go. Krishan. Yeah. I got to say her name right. I had to think about it. She had a career before this. You know what I'm saying? She was an athlete.
Yeah.
You were doing what you had to do, and to see they allow this to be put on camera, which I'm not surprised anymore. We grew up a real world. We grew up all them TV shows that were like the Big Brother. It's sad. The girl's breaking glass over his head, VPR, and like vacuuming glass shards out the back of his head on camera, and he's just calm there sitting there like gashing out his head. And I'm supposed to watch that. I'm supposed to be cool.
Yeah, I didn't see, I can't go that far. I never can go that far. But I've definitely just seen a lot of the toxicity. I actually stumbled upon.
You're giving head on camera on the show underneath the cover, like they're touching on parts of TV. That is just like, come on, my man. Like I get you. You're ruining your hip hop career. She's building her career and whatever she needs to do, but it's just something bad to look at. It doesn't represent the culture, right? And they don't stand for the culture, but we still do represent each other, no matter if you want to say it or not.
They represent all that is toxic ass love, right? All of the love that I do not want to have. Okay.
Like, black eyes. Like, I'm like, right. This girl is giving you constant black eyes, my brother.
Marcus. You know what I'm saying?
Like, how good is it for you to be sitting here getting that?
Right. I can't. That's not, for me, that's not love.
He's lost out on Nike deals. This Whack 100, his manager, in a recent clip of being dropped, he walked in the room and he's just like, yo, like, you're bad for business. He told her, and she just like, whatever, get out of here. I'm getting money too. I'm just like, damn. Like, when, I don't know.
And a lot of people say, like, she changed since she got with him or whatever, but I don't know if it's a changing or if, like, even I was watching her, I know she did like a ninja, what is that? Like
a ninja warrior. Yeah, the ninja warrior. She brawling like that girl.
Right. Facts. She was running through there. So she won. But like while she was talking, she was very reserved and she was like, yes, blah, blah, blah. I've had it hard and blah, blah, blah. And by the end of it, that street, that underlying street, that shit was starting to come out. You feel me? I was like, oh. Watch it. You'll see. She was like, I want that money. I was like, right. We see the Baltimore side.
It's just like, but your family is bearing all of that bad press too. Like your dad's getting beat up on camera, your brother's beefing, your brother's saying, you know what I mean? It's just messy, man. Like I just don't.
But see, that whole situation, it's all toxicity. I've only seen, again, a few interactions. I do not subject myself to this shit. So I need you guys to know I'm not immersed in it enough to even know about these things. Yeah. I'll see the aftermath because I'll see them talking and her sounding crazy and they both got mad bruises and stuff. And I'm like, what the hell happened?
Kiana, you remember like when the old cartoon shows they used to fight and you'll just see a ball of smoke and you just see hands doing that?
Exactly.
That's them. That's what I think about.
Little hashtag marks and shit on their face and they're all scuffed up.
On their thing with the X's and shit, like they got beat up.
That's it. Like the cats that would fight in the ball and then absolutely. That's how it goes. So I missed the whole cat fight, but I see what they look like afterwards, and I'll see like an interview or whatever, and I'm like, yo. But they each from the family.
Oh man, her brother just got a murder charge.
They all need individual healing and then collective healing. Yes. And until that happens, shit won't change. Because I see, like, you can tell that those two love each other, but it's such toxic love. It's like, ugh.
I feel like love has changed over the years subtly. Like, oh, Kiana, there we go. VPR. I'm about to give y'all bomb information right now. If you a dude, pull your ear closer to the phone right now. I'm going to help you right now. All right. I'm going to give you relationship right advice. Y'all ready for this? Cool. So, Kiana, the new thing online is, do you get your eyelashes done? Get your eyelashes done?
Not usually.
Okay, so a man went online recently on Twitter, and he wrote, "How long does it take for your eyelash tech appointment to get done? Because I'm about to go commit murder."
What?
So he writes that on Twitter, and thousands of females respond to him saying, "Oh, sometimes when I go see my eyelash tech, it takes me 4 to 5 hours." And some girls are saying, "Sometimes when I see my eyelash tech, I pack a weekend bag. Sometimes when I see my
Not a weekend bag. I'm done.
So basically, VPR, his girl was out there cheating, and all
Right.
these girls on Twitter are like making up excuses for her, and all of that to make sure she has more time at her eyelash appointment.
I
So
can't.
now dudes are walking around saying that if you say you got an eyelash tech, dudes want to see where you're going now. Yeah, because they
Oh
think
my
you're cheating.
God.
It's hilarious.
Like,
You should see
listen,
some
when
of
I
these
go
responses
do
though.
my eyelashes, you can tell because it's like
If your girl come back with her eyelashes somewhere else, hey man, that nail tech is doing way more than nail. I don't know, man. I'm just saying, 4 or 5 hours, you packing a weekend bag to go see an eyelash tech?
I
Okay.
can't. Yeah, that's a lot. I don't know what kind of eyelash tech that is. You know what
Someone
I mean?
said my eyelash tech had an emergency and took me to Miami, and I had to stay out there. I was dying. And these tweets are crazy. These girls were holding it down.
My eyelash tech had an emergency. It took me to Miami. I've heard it all. I see that Big V has just pulled up, so let me add him to the stream. Yo, that's wild.
Very wild.
Yeah.
Hey,
What's going on? The one and only Big V in the building.
Hey, what's happening?
What's going on, my brother?
Oh man, a good day, man. Watching a little rain go through the way.
Yeah.
All's well in Kentucky. How are y'all?
Great, feeling great. We got rain over here too, but you know, gotta keep it pushing and do what it do.
It's a VPR Thursday, so you know I'm feeling good. I have you as a guest, so I'm even feeling better.
Yeah.
Hey, V, I gotta ask, even though we just met, I was watching a few of your music videos. You see your chain? I thought you were gonna come on here and interview with the chain. I was ready for that, with the big V on it.
Oh, yeah. That's
I'm about to say that chain is tough. I was just like, I like that, and I see the kids
man.
With the kids.
That represent Daddy a garbage man, and Mama twisted the back, and all I know is working class, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right. Yes, indeed. So welcome to VPR. We are thrilled to have you here today. And I really just want to start with like the beginning of your career. I know coming from the Midwest, right? You talk a lot about how in hip hop you guys are like overseen. Tell me about you as a child growing up in hip hop and how you started to grow toward actually doing it professionally.
In the beginning, I come from a wino street segregation to where the winos outside and American Legion's in the backyard, Mama and Evangelist. So it's kind of like Elvis Presley, in the beginning, the best of both worlds as far as musically. And then Prince and Michael Jackson was my pocket big, of course. And Big Daddy Kane, Fat Boys, KRS-One, anything that was on MTV, BET, we just looked. And it wasn't demographic or geographic to us. It wasn't aware that this was East or West. When you're in the country, you just, that's kind of fresh. That's kind of,
You make it your sound.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. Did you guys have Video Music Box?
We had, my cousins was like from Louisville, and they had VCR tape they sent me. This was popping because, from where I'm at, wasn't no radio station or no nothing like that that played urban music or anything.
Right.
So Kentucky is neighbor to 5 states. So if you're from Lexington, Kentucky, you're more of an Ohio cat. Louisville, Kentucky, you're more Indianapolis kind of cat. Where I'm from, Bowling Green is Greater Nashville, more Tennessee, 8-ball MJG, young buck kind of thing, and then so forth and so on. But growing up as a kid, when I seen Big Daddy Kane or like for me, that was it. That was 88, 89, Then after that, NWA and Scarface Mind played tricks on me. He was Michael Jordan where I'm from. And later on, I became Kobe Bryant, I think. But where we from, predominantly black is the minority. And so your friends, if you on both sides are well-rounded, you probably on some Beach Boy stuff in a O.J. Simpson kind of vehicle and going camping and smoking. So that was hip hop for us,
Right.
early, you know. And so this junior high, and I was a beatboxer in the beginning. You know, it was. And I was that, you know.
Yes.
That vibe early. Was in drama and theater, football player. You know, really the pop of that cat. My senior answered the phone up front. So I kind of knew the way life was going. And so that was hip hop for me. Junior high, I would do my thing at the talent shows. I always would place. I never won it. I wanted like third, you know. But that was
you won in the end, though. I'm about to say you won everything else, though. I'll say that.
So, you know, make you hungry. Make you hungry. Yeah. And bumped into Nappy Roots in college. My homeboys were going there. I had came home, had a kid, you know, typical story, college dropout. And there was a guy that played football with me in high school that was around these cats from Louisville that was doing music seriously. And I'm from a small town, 3-exit pawn shop liquor store. And the only people that were going in and out of there was the cats at Western, you know, at the university. And there was a popular kid on the yard this year named Kareem Abdul-Jabbar Jr. And he played at Western Kentucky. And this was the summer of 98, the last semester. And our CDs were going everywhere, and everybody was burning them, taking them, or whatever. You know, when you could burn this or whatever.
Yep.
And we had one package. He went back to LA, put it on A&R's desk, named Mike Karen, which called us back immediately and wanted to sign us. And the rest was history, like a developmental deal. Now we're on the road with him, 8-Ball MJG.
Right.
Chitlin Circuit, you know, learning how to do it, Attic Crew, Dungeon Family, you know, Young Bloods, Jim Crow, those kind of people really learn how to perform. And hey, that was the youth.
Right.
That's crazy. He just blew through half that story, but almost like the things that he was doing in the rooms that he was in, that is amazing. So tell me what the tour experience was like when you guys were running around with Young Bloods and, you know, just seeing.
Man, it was like they had rhythm and we had words, you know.
Yeah.
Concepts. And we didn't know their language like they Southern to us. You know, we country, we North. More New York kind of lyric guy, except for with an 808 and a good time. You know, so it was like, they ooh, you know, shouting you know, and it's really chicken. And then we was more all my life been poor, and it really don't, you know. And then Scales being from Georgia in the group, we learned how to, you know, and it was just seasoning. And that my grandfolks are from Tennessee, and these boys are from Louisville. So it kind of Muhammad Ali, Atlanta, Macon, and Tennessee, you know, 8-Ball MJG, Project Pat, you know, we all that in Nappy Roots. Yes. And signed a record deal. First single I wrote, Oh No, Hell No, but y'all done up and done it. And then went to Atlanta. Jazzy Faye blessed us with his presence, you know, and gave us that ghetto pass.
Yes, indeed.
And Atlanta became our #1 market. This was 2001, our first time out. Platinum right off of the bat. Meeting Andre Morel, Puff Daddy at Monster Jam, you know, in Boston. There's Beyonce and Jay Young, you know, and out around. And we all on the Sprite Liquid Mix tour, and it's.
So let me ask you a question in the midst of all of this, because you were leading up to all of this, but your life was going in these different ways. And then it was like, boom, you're signed, right? And the whole trajectory of all of you guys it changed completely. Now where was your mind at as you were experiencing this?
It was all just a learning thing for me. I was in the group with 5 guys that from city. And it's sort of like, you know how New York is and Yankee hat. Well, that's the way
Yes.
Bowling Green in Louisville is, you know.
Right.
Okay.
And so I'm a country boy, and these boys are city.
Right.
You know, and why y'all got on the overalls and all that?
Right.
But they
City
feel
slickers, right? Fucking city slickers.
Yeah, this is muddy waters here, you know, and with us, with country hip hop, and just being regular folks, and to be from Louisville and have to say the group from Bowling Green kind of made conflict within the ranks. So
right,
I could never open up and really give you me, because the competition was there and here.
Right.
And after we got to Jay Leno status, then people started going for self or mad because they didn't have more input in the beginning, and the camera had already caught what it's called.
Right.
And, you know, when you introduce a group, you meet who you meet, you know?
Right.
And so everything going in the 4 winds, and then, you know, next thing you know, I'm at Lady Killers and I'm working with Jimmy Jam, Terry Lewis, and next thing you know, they bring in Kanye West around, and John Legend, and Kanye opening up for us, and John Legend's opening up for him, and it's like, oh, and then all of this going on, and everybody's doing business, and before you know it, you drop Watermelon Chicken and Grits, and then Ludacris drops a Chicken and Beer in the same 6 months. Then, and before you know it, everybody's got this mock version of you. And when you're from Kentucky, there's not a record deal around every moment. And the world knows Nappy Roots and not Big V or never like Wu-Tang or Brandon. Like there's Method, there's Ray, there's Ghost, but it was just always Nappy Roots. And every time I would try to get free or, you know, explain my situation, like they brought several artists in around me to do exactly what I done. And it was like watching Cadillac Records. Have you ever watched Cadillac Records?
Yes.
And I'm Muddy Waters, and that's Chess. When you talk about Mike Curran, and now my sound is divvied out.
Right.
And A&R, and they got rid of everybody who represented me around. So it's just a whirlwind that success brings. And we wasn't 6 guys wanting pizza and Pepsi Blue Ribbon anymore.
Right.
You know, so the years went by, kept dropping hits, you know, poor folks all know, and then left the label because we got downloaded 11 million times illegally.
Oh, was that like during 2012, around that?
No, this was Napster.
Napster was that original. Yeah.
So when Atlantic and Elektra merged, people were losing their jobs.
Yeah.
And then the first album, we did it so big that we were in people's towns 5 or 6 times before the label brought us back. And we made relationships to where when the people that work for the label try to go and lie and say about them record spinning, or he just came in here 30 minutes before you got in and gave me your record.
Right.
This is a show and dance. I looked at him, I'm getting ready to retire. I'm losing my job and woo, woo, woo. I said, so now my career is in a balance. Right. So that's what happened with Nappy Roots.
Yeah.
And so we left there, we put out Good Day, and it was still 6 lions eating off of 1 sheep.
Right.
You know, and then so now people are lying and tucking deals and hiding songs. At this time it's corrupt. So instead of fighting and doing what I know to do, time take care of itself. I went on and raised my kids. My children's mother left the kids at my mother's house and never looked back. So I've been in the project 10 years in West Bowling Green. raising and graduating kids. I have an All-American football player, basketball player, girl. I got a school teacher.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, so
see what I'm saying? We were just talking about this before we came in. Parenting, keeping your kids separate and assuring that success. I applaud you.
Yeah, so I took my 10-year break.
Yeah.
I didn't have the tenure that I needed to really put out a record and stuff the way I wanted to. So I was a weed man before music. So now I just tax ID number. Now I'm a cannabis guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
I created
multi-billion-dollar industry. Yes.
So I created a QR code, a QA code. You scan with your phone, and now you get the music. But I put the QR and the QA code on a dub or an ounce or mushroom gummy.
Brilliant.
Enjoy this music while you get your.
Yes,
that's smart.
So now I deal with depression, and then when we were in Hollywood, I felt like Allen Iverson, young cats smoking everywhere they go. I was going to jail and get put out of hotel, for things like that. And then now it's the standard,
Right. Yeah, you're right about that.
So now it's like, wow, I'm setting my own dispensary right now. And, $20 from 5,000 people is 100 racks. I know 11 million people. And I'm an empty nester.
Right.
And now it's time to get back with the guys who were 20 when I was 20. A lot of them are executives. Now we're doing the cannabis thing. So I really want to just tour in legal states.
Yeah.
And meet and greet. And, and we're going to smoke.
Well, New York legalized. Hello.
So with that in mind, it's like, so now I just put out the 5 mic mixtape. Mm-hmm. You remember that mixtape you would mow grass for, that album you would cut grass for, when all 13 of them were singles.
Right.
But it's that kind of project.
Yes.
So if you like UGK's Riding Dirty or Jay-Z's Blueprint one.
So the Blueprint now, you got my ears. You said Jay-Z and the Blueprint. I'm here for it.
Yeah. And so, Jada Kisses, Kiss the Game Goodbye. Those big projects that just nailed 13, 14 times. My Nas, it was written.
Back.
This a project that's on that kind of level. And Real Spit, Real Spew. You never heard Vito from Nappy Roots. XXL top 10 rap voice of all time before. Like, why Kanye got you in the Genius? I said, you don't know? And so we eating brunch with Prince, Ashford, and Simpson. And, and they were like, don't look Prince in the eyes,
That's what Derek was telling us, right?
Don't look in the eyes.
Yeah,
we spoke with a producer who was telling us all about Prince's vibe.
Yeah, he's the second person to come into us.
Yeah, he said, don't look Prince in the ass. And, I say, I'm West Bowling Green. Shit. Why? So, I got on my glasses and shit with him. We sat talking. He was like, young man, I listen to your music.
I love
You're being exposed. And, and he was telling me, real spiel. He's from Minnesota. I'm from Kentucky. We're not that far in thought and belief.
Yeah.
And so I'm sitting there with him, Ashford Simpson, and I took off my glasses at this point.
Right, looking right in the eye.
Yeah, so now it was just really giving me game. So I just was like, man, I'm gonna go home and figure this out. And so I came up with this QR code since I know 11 million people. And the people that downloaded my music now, maybe we can, I still got that there. And it's not outdated and it's not watered down. I'm still rapping songs like, please don't Nipsey me. Mothers sleep better with their sons alive. Please don't Nipsey me. Tomorrow be better if we both alive. Ooh, don't Nipsey me. You sure as a king when I look in your eyes. Please don't nipsey me. Tomorrow be better if we both survive. And I'm still,
You can feel the soul in his voice, VPR.
Right.
I'm watching his music videos. His
Legendary.
lyricism is still his wordplay is still there. Go peep his music. I'm telling you.
And it's like if DMX was from Kentucky, this is the way it would sound. Or one of them heavyweights.
Yeah.
And last of the hard copy artists that had the deal in the 80s and late 90s, the wax on, wax off, Mr. Miyagi kind of.
Right.
You know what I mean? And, shout out to Naughty by Nature and the boys that did it big with the big hooks.
Yes, indeed.
Tretch and Uncle Vinny.
Also, Big V, I see you have a South Park plaque behind you. That caught me off guard. I'm looking at all the plaques behind you, and I'm like, that's South Park. Explain that to me right now, please.
Man, when in my young puppy days, man, I created a hook called on the South Park soundtrack. Remember that cussing cartoon or whatever?
Yeah, I know. I watched it, yeah.
There was a song I made called Okay, Anyway, for real. Is that right? I feel you. Do your thing. Made me $10,000 for it, right?
Right.
Turn around my head and I'll put out Trick Daddy. Okay, what's up?
That's what I'm like.
Shut up. You remember that song?
Yeah.
Yep.
VP, I'm about to throw this whole fucking laptop.
I'm telling you.
So it's the Return of Muddy Waters.
The plaque is cool, but like, I ain't about that.
Yeah. Mike, not Trick my dog, That's my dog. He don't know nothing about, but I do.
Right.
So shout out.
Industry, you know what I mean? Me and Kiana was just speaking about that before you joined the business that goes on behind doors that you can never avoid, even if you see around good people.
So now, got Big Attorney, the Return of Muddy Waters, and you're gonna learn some things. Okay. And everybody's probably gonna learn some things that they
pineapples.
Pineapples. You'll probably learn some things. And being at Atlantic when they were bringing Tip over, being at Atlantic when, all of this, and me and Mike was like, V, what would you name your album? Urban Legend. You feel what I'm saying? So
VPR.
If they can buy a hit, they can buy a flop. And I didn't self-destruct on all the hard drugs. And I just took my time. It's like Michael Vick that ain't had that Monday night yet. And you forget, I've been on the Sprite Liquid Mix tour with Jay and Tech Nine, and I've been in the John Lennon tour bus and make records. And I was there before. Let me show you. They brought CeeLo over to Atlantic as Nas Barkley. First 500,000 copies of Po Folks is my voice only. I met Anthony Hamilton the day of the video shoot. Now, I didn't get that contract with him, Jermaine Dupri. You see what I'm saying? So
I'm listening. I'm listening.
Shady.
Yeah, I'm sitting there. It's like, all right, man.
So it's the Return of Muddy Waters.
Okay, that's it.
And so now I got
on your terms.
I got 5 projects: the singing, the vocal fee that you just heard, and some other things. And then, that country post rap tune, oh no, hell no, or, I'm going to shoot my jumper. I'm going to shoot my jumper. I'm going to shoot my jumper. Watch me shoot my jumper. If I miss rebound, block out and rebound. Boy, I hustle rebound. I mean, just rebound. Like, you going to get the,
right.
He back in the building and got 5 albums of it. And you're going to see different genres, how, where, what. And then we're going to, now we got.
2023 is the year. That's what it sounded like right now, VPR.
The return of Muddy Waters, man. The return of Muddy Waters. And not bitter. I'm glad I lived through a lot of things.
Yeah.
But I got a lot of things to share to the other greats that's going to be. And now, people our age, we remember music and want it, so now we can support it. and know who we supporting and why.
Yeah, and we need that.
Yeah, instead of asking for your pity, let me get you there. Mm-hmm. And I got the best strain. And the name of my strain is watermelon chicken and grits.
Ha!
And the sativa is bluegrass. You dig it?
Okay, I dig it. We need to get our hands on some of that.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow the dispensary page. I'm gonna pull up now. I'm gonna say now I got another home to go to.
Top of the South, and we just went medical like a month ago.
Congratulations.
And so I'm gonna put a drive-through window in here.
Yep.
And be like Kroger's.
You might need to pull up, partner. Skirt.
You gonna see me pull up in my rented truck when I come down there like this. Hey.
So the next thing, man, is probably just doing like a Grubhub and just want to warehouse this thing.
I love that.
It to your door, you scan, and we just bring it right to you. Brilliant. And if you want to come in, and we have some special things in here that you can come in and get, but want to do that, and we're creating this new mushroom thing because it's healing. And I'm watching Mike Tyson, and I've survived some things myself, and just the microdose and what it does to your spirit. And you don't have to opioid out. I've been hit with a toe motor. My sciatic nerve is out of my back a little. And so, like, you can either learn from your pain and ignore it and keep walking, or you can stop that. But it's going to hurt either way. Yes. So you might as well keep moving.
Mm-hmm. Period.
So, so I got my mental health back. Hadn't really sat down with Nappy Roots in 10 years. And I'm sure, at some point, we're going to get to a point where, okay, I owe him this, and it's cool. Mm-hmm. Other than that, I mean, we're grown.
Right.
And I wish them well. And it's like the Temptations. There's Otis and Blue, and old David's alive.
Right.
Yeah.
VPR, I love his energy and the music. Also with the cannabis, you definitely have something going for yourself. And I'm glad how you've made your way through this industry and continue to learn. Because we have a lot of people up here that haven't learned from some of their past adventures, and no one wants to repeat that. So it's just great to see that.
Thriving. Prayed up. Experience is the best teacher, and to trust God.
Yes, sir. So normally we love to leave our viewers with some positive thoughts.
Yes.
What advice or what positive thoughts would you leave our viewers that are watching the live right now today?
Watching the live right now to know that everything is a lesson. You don't go into anything in vain. Everything in your life was meant to make you empathetic to what you're about to see in your next season. So I would say anybody in North America, you're signing up for the most dangerous job in the world. So treat it that way. Your precious life. Don't be into it with fast girls. You know what ends fast. You know what goes fast. And anything that ain't God's ain't gonna last. And a more positive note though, it is a pretty world. Stop and break out of the trap in your mind for a second. And the sky is the view, it's not the limit.
That's right. All of that.
Yo. Yeah, seriously. I'm like, I couldn't play any Big V. You know what I mean? Y'all smooth the word down there.
To drop the bombs.
Man. So
please tell everyone where they can find you. Your dispensary page. You want to make sure they're following you. They're checking your websites.
Top of the South. 160 Suite A River Place is the address. I can send you anything, or you can send me anything, and we can work out the differences. I love to tour in your state if it's legal. Dispensary, make my strand, and we'll go through the whole barrel to barrel.
Let's go.
Yeah, we can do it. And then
I'm here for that.
Yeah, let's you get the radio. We get the product. We put out the juice, and we let's make it Disney World for some people. That's
how about it? Let's
let's figure that out. Holler at King J.
I absolutely will.
That's coach. He gonna definitely do that thing.
Yes, he is. That's the man right there. He's on the live as well. So we.
Oh man, that guy, man. We see good reasons with each other, and I think he a Southerner from Carolina, and I'm like Southerner, but top of the South here,
right.
And we understand some of the same struggles, and nothing wrong with being chitlin circuit. It's a mind state.
Yep.
Like I'm a country guy. I want to meet and greet. I want to see who cooked. You know, we listen to Ice Cube playing dominoes, Uno, and I'm willing to make you draw 4. You know.
No, you that guy, bro.
Yeah, you know. Yeah, you know.
You're a good time, my brother. That's a fact.
That's all I'm saying, man. Enjoy your age, enjoy your time, and wherever you at.
Yeah.
And music lives everywhere. And to be a fan and watch music how it came when New York wouldn't necessarily play our records, and to watch Rick Ross and Wayne and Nicki and where they took it. Ah, man, I like I say, I love the condition of music now. We all ready to listen. Shout out to Outkast for not being closed-minded and take their boo and bring it back to the South. It still sold major records.
Yeah.
And shout out to Nelly for making country rap what it is and splitting the seat so I could walk through so easily. And I don't think as artists we give each other a shout out. I met Big Daddy King out there in New York the night that Jam Master Jay was slain.
Wow.
We was in Hell's Kitchen doing the concert, and I was sitting with Kane. In the very moment he got the news, and Grandmaster Flash was with him, and he was like, "I got this from them," and I was saying, "Man, we didn't meet them. We know you, Kane. We slashed your eyebrows about you, Kane."
Oh wow.
We drank Hennessy, and then we went through some moments.
Yeah.
And and he was like, "Man, I never knew that I was that in Kentucky." I said, "Man, you was that everywhere."
Amen.
And to share that with him, and and the other artists that Shock G showed us nothing but love. The Digital Underground, we got our performance and our presence from Uncle G, and shout out to his family. And it's been a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, thank y'all for your
and I love that. Thank you for coming on. We absolutely love your energy.
I appreciate it.
We will definitely talk with Jacob and get some things popping.
Oh, why not? Let's dance. We deserve talking. Let's dance.
I'm gonna need them VPR drops too. So when I be out in these clubs, I could get them big V drops. You dig what I'm saying? Before I pull your record on, you heard?
For sure. Right. I don't get mad. I just get money.
Okay.
We're gonna get that thing off to you. I'm trying to hook up with OG Busta Rhymes. I need him on this verse. I want to see if I still can shake it with the best. So.
Okay, I like it.
Your wordplay is up there.
Yeah, I would be.
Well, I'll talk with Jacob. I'll see if I can help make that happen for you.
Right on. I ran into him as a young puppy. Duke was like, "Hey, yo, son," So I love to shake it with him one more time.
Okay, I'm gonna hit up Shampoo. Definitely.
Yeah, let's definitely hit up Shampoo.
And let's tour this thing. We got the audience to do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
Yeah. Buster Nappy Roots.
That's fucking not it.
Big energy.
He left the new school. I left the Nappy Roots. That's the project, I think. You
ain't lying. That would be
create a strand called energy.
Facts. We're definitely gonna chat.
All right. I see y'all.
I'm seeing combination smoke champs and all of that,
yes,
coming together. Yes,
let's make it work, Kiana. We're definitely going to talk about it after the fact.
Yes. Thank you for watching us always from the Netherlands, Nicole. We appreciate you. Man. And as always, you guys, it was a blessing to have you. Big V, we appreciate you. Definitely got to get you back on the show. Your energy is fantastic. Next week, we will be back, God willing. DJ FMI, you're the best. And you guys, go forth. Remember, small acts of kindness. Keep this big energy. Keep smiling. And remember, the world is a beautiful place, right? So you just got to embrace it and stay grateful. We love you for watching, and we'll see you next week.
All right.
All right.